In the heart of New Artery City, the neon court hummed with the sound of rolling engines and cracking energy. Teller stood alone on the court, her shoulders slumped and her practice sphere deactivated. She has lost every stimulated match that morning to the other students at the academy. Teller was the girl who tried too hard, always pushing, but never quit reaching the top of the ladder board. A shadow fell over the court. Kenji, the academic's older groundkeeper and a forgotten legend of the sports, watched her from the sidelines. He didn't offer a critique of her footwork or her power level. Instead, he reached into his pocket and pulled out a small dull river stone, placing it on the edge of the high-tech bench. "You are fighting the wind, Teller," he said smoothly. "The wind does not care how hard you hit it. You must become the mountain that the wind fears to touch." That evening, away from the hums of the gravity gym, Teller followed Kenji to the meditation garden. It was a package of the ancient peace amidst the digital chaos, filled with floating bonsai tree and glowing string. Kenji explained that a winner mentality wasn't a rule, it was a steady, quiet flame. He told her to sit, close her eyes, and visualize a single point of life in the center of a raging hurricane. But the silence was louder than the city. Every time Tyler tried to focus, memories of her losses flooded back. She saw the scoreboard flashing defeat and heard the biting whistles of her pearls. The flame in her mind fickled and died. Smoothing with her own doubts, she opened her eyes, gasping for air, sweat staining her forehead. "I can't do this," she gasped out. "My mind won't stop fighting me." A sharp mocking laugh cut through the garden space. Kito, the academic top-ranked student, leaned against a stone arc, lazily spilling a gold-plated energy sphere. "Meditation? Is that your new secret weapon, Teller?" He sneered. "You can't think your way to the top. You need raw power and the hunger to crush everyone in your path. That's what a real winner looks like." Kenji stepped forward, his presence suddenly as heavy as a storm cloud. He didn't even acknowledge Kito. His focus remained entirely on Teller. "Power is just a tool, but the mind is the master," Kenji said, his eyes burning with an ancient intensity. "A winning heart does not break when the score is down, nor does it sway when it's up. It remains a steady, unveiling light. That is the secret of unshakable mind." The day of the grand final arrived. The stadium was a colosseum of glass and light, packed with thousands of fans whose cheers shocked the very foundation of the city. Teller stood at the starting hexagonal platform, facing Kito, across the vast arena. The crowd roamed with a physical width, and for a moment, the old fear clipped at her throat, telling her she didn't belong here. The match began in a blur of light. Kito was a whirlwind, launching energy spheres in a blinding speed and lateral precision. Tyler struggled to keep up, her movements panicked and reactive. The score kicked upwards, 10-0, 20-0, 30-0. Kito was laughing now. The crowd cheers for his defeating. Tyler stopped, her heart hammering against her ribs. Then she closed her eyes. She stopped fighting the wind. When Tyler's eyes snapped open, they were no longer filled with fear, but with a cold, clear light. The world slowed down. Kato's unstoppable attacks became nothing more than a predictable patterns of energy. She didn't think about the scores or the crowd. She only felt the rhythms of her breath. With a fluid dance-like motion, she caught a stray energy sphere and redirected it to a precision that silenced the stadium. The comeback was a masterclass in focus. Point by point, Tyler dismantled Kato's lead, frustrated and losing his composure. Kato's movements became sloppy and desperate. In the final seconds, Tyler landed a perfect strike that ended the match. Silence gripped the stadium before it can erupt into a roar for a new champion. Kato dropped to his knee, staring at the floor in shock, while Tyler stood calm, her spirit as steady as the mountain. Later, Tyler found Kenji at the back of the court, sweeping the dust as if the world hasn't just changed. She held out her winning medal, its crystal surface glamming. Kenji didn't look at the prize. He just smiled and tapped her chest. The medal is for the crowd, Tyler, he said. The real victory happened when you decided that your peace was more powerful than your fear. You are finally unshakable.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, follow, comment, and share. See you in my next post.